Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, guys. Silent Hill 2's trailer is absolutely getting destroyed. I tried to approach the Silent Hill 2 remake trailer with an open mind. I was like, "All right, let's hope they don't mess this up." Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 are two of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, but now we see that we have another video game that has fallen victim to DE&I, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And these are initiatives that are set forth by companies like Sweet Baby Inc., which are consulting firms for wokeness in video games. Well, one thing that these people like to do is they like to make female characters fat and ugly and devoid of any sexuality. Yeah, and this isn't the first time that we've seen it. We've seen it previously in games like Horizon Forbidden West. We've also seen them make Lara Croft more ugly. We've seen them make females just more homely. Even like in Spider-Man 2, they made Mary Jane more of like a homely looking female. And homely's a nice way of putting it. We all know basically they're fat and ugly. That's exactly what it boils down to. And you can't convince me otherwise that this is not being done on purpose, guys. This is something that all these weird wokies want projected into the video games because we can't appeal to male gamers, right? No sexuality involved. Only the trans gays is is allowed to be happy with the way that characters look in games. So we put, I guess, these weird devoid of any kind of like realistic human qualities. They claim this makes them more relatable and more human and that they're flawed and that they're not supermodels. But let's be honest here. These characters look grotesque. And most notably, the character in the Silent Hill 2 trailer. Look at her. Angela, a previous character in all the games. She's just absolutely ugly. I have no idea what they're doing, but you can't tell me that this wasn't done on purpose. Something just feels off. It's like obviously external influences have altered the game, the way the characters look, the way that characters are portrayed in video games. It's just part of it, guys. And this is definitely a bad redesign. And we've seen this in other games, like I mentioned. When I first saw it, I couldn't believe myself. How did they even have the balls to put this out on the trailer during the during the state of play? This was a game that had so much hype about it, so much hype behind it, and now all that is essentially down to the ground because of what they've done. Now, I know most people are going to be like, "Oh, what a shame! You don't have something to jerk off to." That's not the point, guys. It's them taking characters and making them look uglier as time progresses. As this weird wokeness starts to infect our gaming community, they are essentially taking characters like Mary Jane, like Angela, like Lara Croft, you name it, and they're making them ugly on purpose. And there's reasons behind this. There's woke narratives, there's woke agendas at stake here. And it's definitely because they want to buy into the whole gender neutral, non conforming nonsense where females can't look like females and men can't look like men anymore, guys. If you've noticed, it's becoming more and more prominent in our video games, which is so weird that they're so focused and zeroed in on gaming and changing things to this point. I know too, an outside looking in type of thing, people that aren't like, I guess, as in with video games, they say, hey, what's the point about arguing about stuff like this? It's so stupid. It's mundane. Who cares what the character looks like as long as the game is good? In my opinion, when you start to see all of this stuff with like DE and I and you start to see cosmetic changes, I think it trickles down. I think it definitely trickles down all the way into the gameplay mechanics, the story, everything. You start to see these games that are just devoid of any personality, devoid of any kind of like good gameplay, good plot, because they're more focused, they're more zeroed in on putting their agendas, pleasing a small percentage of people on here. So the excitement I once had for Silent Hill 2 remake, I'm sorry as I stutter, has turned into disappointment. I mean, the direction of this game has definitely confirmed my concerns for it. Now I know that this game is going to be utter crap just because of the way that they made the character look. And yes, I guess this is me judging a book by its cover to an extent, but when you start to obviously see signs of DE and I involvement with the games, like Star Wars Outlaws and things like that, there's a cause for concern, because that means people have had influence on this game and they've made adjustments to help, appease people like Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah, video game developers appease these weird woke groups, these consulting firms, to help make this weird, I guess, checkbox, this list of check boxes. Ugly girl, check. LGBTQ representation, check. Weird woke narratives in the game, check. Character designs like Angela's, the changes to her appearance don't serve her story or character development. They feel shoehorned in. They feel forced. And, especially because there's a DEI influence at play, you hate to see it. Involvement of companies like Sweet Baby Inc. and their agenda to make everything more inclusive actually segregate people even more. People try to say, oh, they're making games for everybody, so everybody can be represented. No, if anything, Sweet Baby Inc. is harming the video game industry. They're segregating people more and more and more because they want only their suggestions, their influences. Now it's like, this isn't Silent Hill. Silent Hill was known for its creepy environment, the eerie fog, everything. Now, even in the remake, there's no fog. The fog was kind of a way of smoke and mirroring a creepy environment. It's empty. And then now it looks like the overall graphic style, it doesn't have that grittiness, the grittiness that the original had. Now it's a clean, sanitized look that fails to captivate anybody with any kind of feelings of dread or horror. And in addition to Angela's redesign, other characters like Maria now, they just look too overly polished. Too overly polished. It's not raw. It's not unsettling. It just doesn't look like Silent Hill 2 to me. In fact, it just looks like they focused on all the wrong things with the game and slapped the Silent Hill 2 title on top of it to make money. Clearly a cash grab, in my opinion. Now, the problem with all this, man, is all companies like Sweet Baby Inc. Their sensitivity consulting companies. They focus on not offending anybody, and if making characters like Angela ugly is only done because they don't want to offend anybody, then it offends me. It offends me to the point where I don't want to play this game. You're forcing DEI agendas into games, and it's troubling. And these companies prioritize meeting these DEI standards instead of preserving the actual authenticity of the game. Make it authentic to the original source material. Make Silent Hill 2 authentic to the original thing. Don't focus on trying to please people. This is a missed opportunity, and I feel that the poor visual choices of this definitely tarnished what they had. And Twitter's blowing this up as well. It's getting completely roasted on Twitter. I just think it's I don't know what the hell they're doing with this game. Utterly ridiculous and maddening. What do you guys think? Let me know down below.